Hi guys, Mons here. On this episode of Ball in Mons, we're going to be looking at the Premier League Game Week 37 preview prediction and of course my risky pick alert. Just before I get started, if you haven't subscribed to my channel so far, please make sure you unsubscribe button. If you're already subscribed, I appreciate all the support. So, if you're new on my channel, what I normally do for my prediction picks and my risky pick alert videos is I give my prediction, I give my picks, and then I go through my rationale for giving my picks. And what I also keep track of is my risky pick alert record. So this last week it was 20 and 15. This week is 20 and 16 because I picked Brentford last weekend. I felt they were going to go to Manchester City and play really well, get a result, but unfortunately that didn't happen. However, I'm looking to get back on the W column this week in terms of my risky pick alert. So let me just get started here. So we got Villa versus Aston Villa versus Liverpool. I'm going for an Aston Villa win here. Manchester United versus Forest. I'm going for a Manchester United win here. Brentford versus Palace. I'm going for a Brentford win here. Everton versus Sunderland. I'm going for Everton win here. Leeds versus Brighton. I'm going for a Brighton win here. Wolves versus Fulham. I'm going for a Fulham win here. Risky pick alert. Risky pick alert. My risky pick alert for this week is for West Ham to beat Newcastle. Arsenal versus Burnley. I'm going for an Arsenal win here. Bournemouth versus Manchester City. I'm going for a Bournemouth win here. Chelsea versus Spurs. I'm going for a Spurs win here. So I'm just going to break down my rationale for my picks real quickly here. So obviously we've got Aston Villa versus Liverpool. This is a no-brainer. Basically whoever wins this get top four in my opinion. Whoever wins this get top four. Obviously, I know top four is not that significant because obviously fifth place also gets Champions League. But if you want to finish high up, automatic qualification for the Champions League next season, top four is very impressive in my opinion. So this one, I'm actually going for Aston Villa winning. I just feel when Villa play their strongest squad, I think they're going to beat this Liverpool team easily, in my opinion. And Liverpool have been very, very poor. I saw the game against Chelsea just last week. Honestly, it's shambles. Liverpool have been in shambles, and I think Aston Villa are going to beat them against are going to beat them this weekend, in my opinion. And we got Manchester United versus Forest. My United, if they win this one, I get a point. I think they're going to tighten their grip on third place. I think they're going to finish third in the season. Compared to how we started the season and how that terrorist Amorim started the season with us, it's been an absolute successful season for Manchester United, in my opinion, when you think about it. Finishing third after Amorim brainwashed our fans saying we're ready for the Champions League, we're not good enough to get into the top four, blah, blah, blah. And look, like I've always said, if we got a competent manager, top four, no problem. And they called me a madman when I said that. But look, I'm always right. But look, that's not that's not new here. Then, like I said, Forest should be less motivated. They have their Champions League, and they have their Premier League survival. They have their Premier League place secured. For Forest, they're going to be less motivated because they have their Premier League place secured, in my opinion. Brentford versus Palace. I'm going for Brentford winning this one, and I think Brentford could. If Aston Villa finish fifth and they win the Europa League, I think sixth place can also get Champions League. Imagine Brentford in the Champions League with Keita Andrews. Keita, my guy, fantastic. Even if they don't get Champions League place, if Brentford finishes anywhere between top 6 and top 7 and they get a European place, it's been a huge success for Andrews Keita. For me, at the start of the season, he was one of the favourite managers to get sacked. And I said from the start of the season, I'm going to back this guy. I think there's something there because just the way his persona, his aura, when he's talking to the media, I saw a video of him doing a Tim Talk there last year. Was it start of the year? Absolutely fantastic. His aura, his calmness, and that breathes through the team. And you can see how the team plays. He has a stamp on that team, and it's absolutely fantastic. Another Irish manager doing really well. I love seeing Irish managers, footballers doing great abroad, in my opinion. So next one, like I said, Palace, they're going to be on holidays to the Conference League final, in my opinion. Next one we're looking at is Everton versus Sunderland. Everton has had a disappointing last couple of weeks because there was a big chance there to maybe secure one of the Europa League places or maybe even push for a fifth position. But Everton has been very, very disappointing. For me, I'm picking them to win. Sunderland, this is a dead rubber game. Both teams basically have nothing to play for this season. But I think Everton want to finish the season strong at home, and I'm picking an Everton win here. Leeds versus Brighton. I think Leeds are safe now. They're going to take their foot off the pedal. I think Leeds are safe now. They're going to take their foot off the gas. But Brighton, I still have an outside chance of finishing maybe maybe fifth Champions League position, but highly unlikely. But getting a Europa League, and you can use that to qualify for the Champions League next season. So Brighton will be looking to push on, and I think they're going to be more motivated to get a win. So this late in the season, it's all about motivation, what you have to play for, in my opinion. You have Wolves with Fulham. Wolves already relegated, one of the worst teams I've ever seen in the league. Fulham, I think they're going to look to get a result after a poor result against Bournemouth, and I'm picking Fulham away winning this one. We got Newcastle versus West Ham. Risky pick alert. My risky pick alert for this week is for West Ham to beat Newcastle. Newcastle, absolutely not to play for. They look like they're in disarray over in Newcastle. Eddie Howe, I think they're going to keep Eddie Howe. However, I do feel West Ham are more motivated because West Ham should be more motivated to get this victory They're fighting relegation. They're 2 points behind Spurs. They got a new bit of life. West Ham got a new lease of life when Spurs dropped 2 points there at home on Monday night. So if I'm West Ham, you need to get this victory and get out of the relegation zone, and hopefully Spurs do against Chelsea. Come on, guy Nuno. He looked defeated last time, but can you just summon two more games left? Can you give me something, Nuno? I think he will. You got Arsenal versus Burnley, straightforward game. I think Arsenal win this one. I think the league is already sealed, especially after Man City dropping points to everything, and then Arsenal going on to win late on against West Ham. I think that's the league already sealed for Arsenal. Congratulations, Arsenal winning the Premier League. And then you got Bournemouth versus Manchester City. I'm actually picking Bournemouth winning this one because this is Iraola last game at the Vitality Stadium. So it's going to be absolutely unbelievable. The atmosphere is going to be unbelievable. I think City will cave in. I think City will cave in this one. And I'm going for Bournemouth winning this one. Chelsea versus Spurs. I'm going for Spurs win. This was very close to being a risky pick alert. It might as well be a risky pick alert because to pick Spurs, they're away against Chelsea, which Chelsea always seem to beat them. But like I said, Spurs going to be more motivated to get out, to push themselves further clear out of the relegation zone, especially if West Ham win before they kick off, in my opinion. So Spurs are going to be more motivated, and Chelsea are so poor. Chelsea are very, very poor. They need huge. I think I saw Xabi Alonso linked with Chelsea job. If I'm Xabi Alonso, I'm staying well clear away from it unless they guarantee you things that you want, that you need, not the sporting director just sign any players that seem dim fit. So basically, that's pretty much it. If you made it to the end of my video, appreciate the support, and also don't forget to hit on the subscribe button. And also, what I would ask any of my viewers is make sure to drop your comments below of your prediction as well. Thank you very much. Peace out.